A university's #1 obligation is to open up not only the eyes of people to what happened, but their hearts to the atrocities that were inflicted on people just because they were Jewish.
The mission of the HRC is to honor the legacy of our founders through collections, commemorations, and teacher training. The Holocaust Resource Center was established in 1982 by a group of Holocaust survivors who settled in the hillside area of Elizabeth.
They were an amazing, amazing group of people, the founding families. They came with nothing, but they knew how to look forward, they knew how to build lives, how to have joy in their lives. I think the biggest lesson I got from my father was how to move forward in the face of diversity. I only learned from Dr. Prell's book that my father was the one who approached him and said, we need to do something because the survivors were becoming concerned about Holocaust denial in America. And his idea was to collect all the Holocaust books and put them in a library. And Rabbi Prell said, we should put them in the university because that's where there are teachers and that's where they'll get used.
Kean University is committed to supporting the Holocaust Resource Center because it's part of our mission and part of our core values.
It's a natural fit to support an organization that is committed to really stamping out anti-Semitism, discrimination, and prejudice in all forms. We house one of the largest collections in the state of Holocaust survivor, liberator, and rescuer testimonies.
We were left over to tell somebody what happened. In 20 years, I don't know who's going to be to tell.
In fall of 2021, we conducted the first oral history testimony in more than 20 years with a Holocaust survivor who had never given his testimony before.
There are still voices that need to be heard because sadly there are still people today denying that the Holocaust occurred. And we cannot sit silently and allow that.
Countless students have learned about the Holocaust, tolerance, and prejudice reduction through the Holocaust Resource Center. Today, its mission is more important than ever with democracy and freedom under threat around the world.
We have trained approximately 6,000 educators to effectively and accurately teach about the Holocaust. If each of those 6,000 teachers reaches even 30 students per year over a 30-year career, we are well over 1 million students.
When I first took the Teaching the Holocaust and Teaching Prejudice reduction classes, I was able to turn around and use those techniques in the classroom right away. There has to be not just intellectual engagement, but emotional engagement and moral engagement. Through the lens of teaching the Holocaust and teaching prejudice reduction, we're teaching young people to make this world a better place.
If we didn't have the work of the HRC, many students may be left with misinformation as the only information they receive about these important topics, and that would be tragic.
It's critical that we continue to teach about the Holocaust, but a challenge that we all face is what happens next.
The biggest challenge we face right now is broadening our supporters, getting our name out there, and passing the torch. We're not going to be here forever. It's that simple.
If the third generation of Holocaust survivors does not step up, we will lose that voice. We need them to be the storytellers.
It's also a very meaningful and beautiful way for them to honor their grandparents' legacy.
We need to ensure that 40 years from now, this work is still moving ahead. We see pop culture icons espousing anti-Semitic vitriol publicly and without shame. We have students who idolize these pop culture figures and they don't understand what's so harmful. We can provide them with the language to ensure that the next generation is one that can stand up against hate because they will see it. It is essential that the new generation of supporters steps up. If we didn't have the HRC, we would risk the next generations of students not knowing about the richness of Jewish life in pre-war Europe. We would lose them not knowing life in the ghettos, in the camps, what circumstances were like for those who managed to escape. So not only would we lose the history piece, but we would lose the humanity. When we think about the number of Jews murdered during the Holocaust, We hear 6 million, and this is such an enormous number that most of us cannot begin to wrap our head around. But the work that we do here at the HRC humanizes the experience of the Holocaust. That's why we need to continue this work. There is absolutely no choice.